did not
I
see her
did.
then. Her child has died now.
Hello, my people, and Adina. Welcome to episode of Tori Naija. My name is Aroh Obizoba, aka Jenny, and it's a new episode of Tori Naija. First of all, I need to know how was your week? Hope you had the best week ever this week. For me, mine was really stressful, a lot of work to do, but nevertheless, it was actually a fun week. And interestingly, my boss got elevated to the position and rank of senior advocate. Plenty party after party for us. Not only that, basically, there were a lot of good things around me. A lot of my friends got married this period, and some celebrated their birthdays. First question I want to ask: is it that they gave birth to everybody in December? Like, what's happening? Several person around me, everybody's celebrating birthdays in December. What's happening? And for those ones that want to show us that we, the single people, should continue to suffer, they're having their marriages and their weddings soon. Like, what is happening now? Everybody is celebrating something this December. Well, that's the good thing I want to always witness around me. Everybody having something worthy to celebrate, not being sad, but now celebrating, being happy, weddings, birthdays, housewarming, and everything. It's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. Now, Christmas is almost here, and I know every one of us is running around to like secure the bag, secure the chicken, secure the rice. Don't forget when you're getting all these things, don't forget to get from the Tori Naija crew now. So basically, today we'll be talking about something that has been heart touching and heart rending. It's been breaking and shattering the hearts of so many, and it will still shatter a lot, because anytime you get to hear the story, it breaks you. When I watched the videos, I heard the stories, watched the relevant videos, man, I felt it. Especially if you have a sibling or you have a child, you have nieces or cousins, you will feel it. You're not even if you didn't have a conscience. Even if you are conscious, that video, this story will break your heart. It's the story of the 12-year-old dowen college student, Sylvester Oromoni, who was said to have been beaten up by his seniors, even forced to drink an unknown substance, and afterwards suffered in pain till he died. It's crazy. The most heartbreaking fact is that Sylvester died. We lost Sylvester. It's really heartbreaking and it's painful. You ask yourself a question: what kind of beating did they give to him? What kind of insensitive treatment were meted out to this young boy that led to his death? Basically, a lot of persons have been asking me questions like, hey, John, what do you think about this story? Especially in view of the fact that the school came out and said actually he sustained injuries from soccer. And I just remember what a celebrity once said. She said, while she was analyzing the whole thing, she said something like, how do you say this guy was playing soccer? How do you say this young boy was playing soccer? Like, was he playing soccer against principalities and powers for him to have sustained the kind of injuries he sustained? Because if you look at the video showing how much pain he was going through before his death, you actually ask yourself, this wasn't soccer. Like, I didn't play so much of soccer in school, but actually I played enough to know the kind of injuries you could get, and you can't get those kind of bruises, injuries, pain. Did you see his mouth, his teeth, the bleeding? He could not sit upright throughout the whole period. He could never stand. And you're telling me he was playing soccer against who? Demons, principalities, and powers. Also, recently there was this video which trended online regarding to Sylvester's story. The video of the Zoom meeting where parents came online, and there was a former staff of the college. That's a former guidance counselor of the school. And you ask yourself this question. He brought out several facts. He said basically that one of the reasons why he left the school were because of some of the happenings in the school, the instances he gave. And you ask yourself the questions. If you knew this was happening, why didn't you let it out? Why didn't you call out the school? Why didn't you bring it out? Did you bring it to the attention of the school and the school didn't do anything? Now, also in that Zoom meeting, you actually listen very carefully. You will hear also another heart-touching and heartbreaking story where a mother said, brought out our own experience of our own child and how our child was made to kneel down and carry briefcases on head, and students were going around him and everything. And you ask yourself, so this is not even a new thing. Sylvester's case wasn't the first. Just that Sylvester was just unlucky. It was just the unlucky one. So if this has just been the case, what exactly should have been done from the instance? Like, what should have happened? But I want you to see the video so you can, this leaked Zoom meeting. I know a lot of us may have seen it, but for those who have not seen it, I want you to just watch it for them. And when we come back, we'll talk about it. I'll give my own opinion, what I think should be the proper thing to be done, and how this whole thing should unfold. Basically, it has started unfolding. Basically, let's not forget that recently, if you've been following the news, you find out that the five, according to reports like such I read on Vanguard, the five suspects will be remanded at a juvenile correctional facility. Don't forget, they are minors and they cannot be remanded in prison. There are rules on how minors should be treated, and the old child justice system goes. So basically, I want you to actually take a look at this video, listen to what happened, look at what this woman is saying, look at what this former staff of the college is saying, and tell me what you think. I'm going to give my own view, but let's look at the video. I'll be right back after.
My name is Samuel. I was a guidance counselor for. I hope you can hear me. I was a guidance counselor for many years, and I want to say right away that I worked at Dowen College for several years. One of the problems we have with most of the boarding houses today is that the structures are not built they're not purpose built for boarding houses. I might be referring to Dowen College. Now, a situation where you have several stories, several floors, and no floor has a house parent monitoring the students. By the time you hear a sound and you go upstairs, the seniors have changed the story. That's exactly what happened at Dowen College. From the first day, they moved the students out of hired buildings into the permanent hostel. It was a time bomb waiting. Eventually, I resigned and left them. I went to Aroh from Dowen College because of that situation. The children are not well monitored. I shouldn't say too much about the place.
I'm sorry to say, why are you saying it now when a child has died?
Secondly,
why did you not say things? Why are you saying it now? My child was bullied, I almost died in Dowen College. Why did you not speak up now? Why did you not speak up then? That child has died now. And now you are talking, you studied this thing for 9 years, then you left this school.
And I resigned because of
My
that.
son is the victim. They did exactly what they did to
the second problem, madam.
They put up the light. They beat him. They were dancing around. They carried a box on his head. That boy could have been my child.
Good evening. Good evening.
The second problem, ma'am.
Please.
Mr.
Moy,
the second issue, ma'am.
No, please hold on. We please accept our condolence, ma'am. All this is please accept our I think that's what
the second issue, madam.
Can you hold on, please?
Please hold on, sir.
Can you hold on, please? Can you hold on?
You're talking if you are a counselor. Listen to the mother.
Let her talk.
Exactly. I did know
That's
that
the problem we have. Listen.
Thing that they did to Sylvester Oromoni, they did it to my son. They entered the room. They put off the lights. 7 of them. They brought my son to kneel down. They put a suitcase on his head. They were dancing around him like in an aquatic gathering. They were beating him. At the same time, they took out a phone. They recorded it. That video is online somewhere. And you are telling me that you left Dowen because of the bullying. Why did you not say it? So that people like us, we don't make the mistake of taking over our children at home. I have been crying since on Thursday that I saw this video. I have not eaten, I have not drank, I have not slept. Our child has died. That boy was 11 years. Same age with my son. He could have been my son that died. I was lucky. Sylvester wasn't lucky. You are saying this now, having observed such a thing for 9 years. On what basis are you talking? On what grounds are you talking? They give security man in Dowen College ATM card to go and withdraw 50,000 naira, and then they begin to spend the money. Children will spend money. These children called security men by their names. Valentine, he's so fat he cannot climb up. He's downstairs. Ahmed, the housemaster, he doesn't climb up. The only grace that the guest hostel has is because of a lady they call Selim. Madam Selim, she's the woman in guest hostel. So she put discipline. You cannot bully in guest hostel in Dowen College. But you see the boys hostel, that 3rd floor is the den where they commit the havoc. These children are bad. everything Sylvester Oromoni said is the truth. They should arrest Ahmed. They should arrest Valentine. These are the housekeepers. The principal told me that she saw my son's video of being bullied, but she did not think it was important to act because they had not posted it online. She saw it and she slept on it. And you are telling me that you knew and you people allowed us to be bringing our children. You collect 3 million for school fees and they cannot put ordinary CCTV camera. They cannot put ordinary CCTV camera. My 11-year-old child just left home in September and they bullied him. They tortured him. They battered him. 7 boys. 7 boys, including Benjamin Favor, who was named in Sylvester Oromoni's case. And you are telling me you are aware. What kind of a father are you?
Very much.
What kind of a father are you? Why did you not speak out before leaving? Why?
Oh.
So welcome back. I'm sure you must have seen the videos and now you understand better what I was saying earlier. Now, persons have asked for my own opinion. What do I think? What I think, first of all, is a full-blown investigation should be actually conducted into the activities of the school. Thank God that the police is already on top of that already. It's actually very necessary that a full-blown investigation be taken out on the school, not just the school itself, but also principal officers of the school, particularly those who are in charge of the hostel. But you can't tell me something like this has been happening and you do not have a win or even a hint that something like this has been happening. Like, how has this been happening for so long and no one said anything about it? It's crazy. It's actually crazy. Then now, you actually have to look at the fact that the school came out to say that Sylvester suffered those injuries from soccer. Now the investigation is going to also be taking into consideration that statement. Who told you that? How did you come about that? Were you trying to cover up something? If you're trying to cover up something, what were you trying to cover up? Who are you trying to cover up? Because now you can't say that a story had come out about this and you were so quick to basically establish that it was soccer without further evidence, without further claims to show that yes, it was soccer. You can't. Besides, what kind of soccer was he playing? These are things that will be conducted by, these are investigations that will be conducted by relevant agencies to basically determine what went wrong, what has been happening in this school. Is this something that has become the order of the day and no one said anything about it? Also, the relevant security agencies will also be looking at, are there any adults? Now, because everybody has been saying it's the students who have been taking part in it and everything, don't be surprised that investigation may point at 1 or 2 persons who are not minors. So now, this is where the investigation comes in. The investigation comes in to look at, are there any adults who are aware of these activities, establishing their own participation in these acts, to basically point them and say, okay, these persons too have been encouraging these acts as adults in it. This is what investigations will actually reveal. Now, basically, another thing that has to be assessed now is, for how long has this been going on? Like, how long? It didn't start today. If we're talking about as far back as 2013, then it started way beyond that. Now, regarding the prosecution and the issue of Emmanuel's death, the investigation into it and the prosecution of suspects and possibly those persons who were part of the whole act that led to his death, you actually understand that minors are involved and saw the sensitivity of the matter. By virtue of the relevant laws, particularly the Child Rights Act, there are certain provisions or certain special covers that will be given to the suspect in this instance. Don't forget that the students who have been actually pointed at as persons who actually perpetrated the act are minors. They establish that they are minors and they are protected by they are covered by the provisions of the Child Rights Act, to the extent that a lot of these activities cannot go public. These investigations, even their trials, when the trials eventually commence on this matter, will not go so much public. Now, basically, you look at certain instances that have started occurring. For example, like I mentioned earlier, they have been remanded, but they are remanded in the juvenile correction home, a juvenile correction facility. They cannot be remanded in contemporary prison just like everybody. Why? Because they are minors. They are minors, and by virtue of the provision of the Child Rights Act, the conscious efforts must be made to ensure that you keep them away from the regular adults inmates or persons awaiting trial, so that you can actually protect their sanctity of mind as minors, basically. Yeah, notwithstanding whatever they have done. And you should understand that the investigations will be taking into effect, taking into consideration the fact that they are also minors. So yes, the way they will be relating with the adult suspects will be treated ordinarily will be different from the way they will treat as minors. Will be though whether you're an adult or a minor, the provisions of the constitution regarding your right as a person will be upheld and all that. But basically, there are extra circumstances and special privileges that will be accorded to minors for the fact that they are what minors. Now, you look at the provisions of the Child Right Act to the effect that you look at the aspect of punishment. People have been asking me, if we were adults, yes, if they are, what if they are guilty and all that and all that and all that. If they're guilty, the provisions of the Child Right Act will come into play. The provision of the relevant child protection laws will come into play. For the fact that you cannot accord the same punishment that be accorded to adults or to adult convicts or accused persons to the same way you accord it to minors. They're two different things. You actually separate them. So basically, as it stands now, it's extremely sensitive for the fact that minors are involved. Now, people have also been asking questions in the aspect of proving that case was actually a case of murder. Now, this is where the various investigation will now reveal all this. Basically, yes, the suspects, they've been arrested already. The persons that have been, the students who have been pointed out and said, okay, this was the person who actually laid hands on him, who beat him. They've actually been arrested and even remanded currently. So these are the investigations that there'll be questions to ask. What's your involvement in all this? Like, what did you do? This is where the investigation will reveal it. And also, let's not forget that in the course of this whole thing, it was said that he was also giving substances to drink in a ferry container. So that basically, this is where the autopsy will reveal all these various things. And let's not forget that recently, not so long ago, the family of Sylvester actually engaged the services of renowned Lynette senior advocate, the person of Femi Falana, as the lawyer to actually take up this issue. And don't forget that recently there's an application to the effect of to the chief coroner for a coroner inquest. Yes, basically it's an application that was made to basically say, sir, we want an in-depth investigation inquiry to be made to know how this boy died and what led to his death, basically. Now, a coroner inquest is basically an inquiry made when the death is suspicious. It's too suspicious, or a person died violently. It's made usually to the chief coroner. It's an application made saying that, okay, yes, basically, we want you to conduct a coroner's inquest, an inquiry, an official inquiry, a proceeding, inquiring into what led to this particular person's death. Yeah, so these are things that will actually be proven and established. These are things that will get facts to aid the prosecution, to basically say, okay, yes, we can establish a clear case of murder, and yeah, this will help prove it. So basically, right now, when it comes to the prosecution and proving of Sylvester case as murder, these various circumstances and evidences around need to be collated and actually established. And yeah, with time we'll get to see as things unfold, basically, because right now there's a lot of investigation going on as we speak. Autopsy is being conducted, or as we conducted, or as we will get to watch up, we'll see as it all unfolds. It's indeed a very sad story. It's indeed a very painful one. Persons are asking a lot of questions, and like I said, this is a peculiar and special circumstances in view of the fact that minors are involved. Now, it goes to the fact that we ask ourselves, what is the strength of our value system as a country, as a society, as a community, if this is going on even at that level? If yes, it's no longer the old people, elderly persons who are doing it now, it's the younger people, the far younger ones that are doing it now. You ask yourself, where is the sanctity of our existence as human beings? This is a point where the various relevant stakeholders, religious bodies, educational sectors, educational investors, the various educational stakeholders, family, religious leaders, religious institutions, the government, everybody, non-governmental organizations, individuals, we all come together to actually review the means and ways of impacting healthy morals, standard and cultures and systems into the younger persons, because right now our value system is getting lost. That is just the truth. And the thing is, right now, especially among the younger persons, the instances of bullying is now increasing. Like, bullying is now becoming something we are under talking. We are not talking about it the way it should be. And this is just one of the few stories that have made it out there. There are a lot of persons that are going through hell as a result of bullying. And you ask yourself the question, why are they not getting the voice? Or why is it that even when they complain, people are not doing anything about it? People just say it's not just bullying. Sorry, just stand up to them. Stand up to them. You have instances where people stand up to people and it becomes their end. So basically, right now, how do you deal with issues of bullying? First of all, if you're in the school sector, or if you are in a school or environment, or if you're in an environment where there are elderly persons you can report to, get to report to these persons. If no one's listening to you, get to talk to a third party, talk to someone out there that will listen to you. If you feel it's that serious that could be life-threatening and your parents are not listening, get as many third parties as you can complain to people, speak out, talk out, say it out, let people know what's happening. If you feel you can get across out there to a law enforcement officer or to the security agents or to the police, report to someone. It's high time we actually start lending our voices against this kind of things. And I think the various NGOs should take this up. It's a challenge to us parents, the several agents, security agencies, the non-governmental organizations, the religious bodies. It's high time we took this up. And yeah, we need to protect the younger ones, man. We need to protect our younger generation. We need to protect also ourselves, both the older persons and the younger ones, because what's happening in that country is really painful and pitiable. Well, I hope that as things unfold, it unfolds for a better resolve of the whole issue. Basically, it's heartbreaking and it's heart melting, basically. And we pray for the repose and eternal rest of the soul of Sylvester. And we pray that it will not happen again. Yes, because it is heartbreaking. We do not want to hear the stories. There are a lot of instances we've heard, stories that we've heard that are really shattering. So basically, this is it for me on Tori Naija. I feel sad right now. Talking about this, I kind of feel very sad. Yes, the whole story is such that it makes you feel that sadness within you, because it's not a joy, it's not a happy story, it's not a happy story. But basically, we hope for the best as a country, we hope for the best as a community. And don't forget, look out for your neighbor, look out for yourself, look out for your world, look out for your children, look out for other person's children. But I'm not saying you should be a buck noser. Don't be doing amebo that not concern you. But when you see they're in trouble, or when you see they're trying to need help, reach out, lend a hand of help out there. And don't forget, parents, listen to your children. Siblings, listen to your younger siblings when they complain to you. They might not even be, maybe your older siblings complain to you. Listen to them, try to understand what they are saying, because they know what they are saying. When they are complaining about something, listen to it. We need to start listening to ourselves. That will help a lot. So basically, this is it on Tori Naija on this episode. Yeah, it's really indeed a sad conversation or topic to have discussed. Yeah, but it's necessary we lend our voice to it and to strengthen ourselves and for us to keep watching out for each other. So until we get to talk about something new and something fresh on the next episode, my name is Aroh, Obizoba, aka Gajani. Stay blessed, stay fresh, and don't forget, this is Tori Naija. Like our episodes, don't forget to share, comment, and if you're not subscribed, please get to subscribe. Let's keep it out there. Okay, until you get to see our next episode, my name is Aroh, Obizoba, aka Gajani. Ciao.